less than 10 years.
Yes.
Less than 10 years.
So it's a long day. I'm still praying for the sports here. You know, when you do that right before you walk in. Get there early, praying for you. I got
So you go by that way, that's when you go by.
It all entails a lot of planning. Saves that 5
Steve Rogers just went. He said, he said he could. He said, and then, next week I'm going to get out. I said, I won't be out for the next 2 weeks.
We're not going to have a president for the mayor.
And I'm here teaching next week. You know, and I said, but you could live without, really.
Yeah, we don't need you. You ready, Dick?
Yes.
Hello. It's good to see 40 or 50 people in the crowd for a change. The camera can only see this way, right? That's good. So the public thinks it's 40 or 50 people. It is September 25th, 6 p.m. We do have a quorum. Missing one, but surely she'll be along here pretty soon.
She's on her way.
Okay. I'll offer the invocation and ask Fred and Mary to sing the U.S. pledge and Roger to sing the Texas pledge. Uh-oh. Right, Roger? All right, let's stand. Get your voice clear, Roger. You ready? All right. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for your blessing. Father, thank you for this little ring we got this evening. We really need it. Appreciate that. We thank you for allowing us to live in this great country and enjoy the blessing of freedom. Father, we've got some choices to make tonight. We just pray that you'll help us with that. Make it easy for us. And we thank you for Jesus Christ and for the promise of salvation through him. And we ask that you just help us be a better servant for Jesus. In his name we pray. Amen.
American flag.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And on the Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
All right. Do we have any public comment? No? 50 people here, no public comment. Okay. Reports and comments from this board. Who wants to go first? I picked on Marilyn last night. Oh, there's Marilyn. Marilyn's here. All right, Patrick, fire away. What you got?
Well, I have things to say, but I don't have comments right now at this time. I want to stay silent right now.
Okay. You gonna be nice? Is that what you mean?
I'm going to be nice, yes.
Okay. Okay, Rachel?
Obviously, I created a lot of frictions.
You do? Not always. We all do a little bit, right?
I know.
My turn? All right. Thank you to our audience at home and those in the audience for for choosing Cleveland for your business and for home. Upcoming events, we have National Night Out coming up this week, sponsored by Precinct 6 Hospital's office, and I'm forgetting the location, but the flyer's online. It's a good time. Calvary Baptist? Okay. And so it's a good time to get your kids out, go do those fun activities, meet your neighbors and your first responders. And so and the following weekend or in September, October is our fall festival for the city, something like
Yes.
that, also online, but a lot of things coming up for the families to check out and follow online. I like that.
Okay, cool. LB?
I just want to say, something important. Remember that we need to stay involved in our city and especially our school. Our kids need us more than anything. Be out there in the streets if you see a child, give them some motivation or words of encouragement, because I feel like that's something we need right now, especially with what's going on in our district. So.
Okay. Alex, you got anything? All right, Darlene, let's hear it.
Ditto with Patrick. I have comments, but later on, I'll just save them for now. But I do want to say, the workshop was very awesome for me. I really enjoyed it. Learning a lot, still learning, because I received a copy of the PowerPoint. So I'm studying it because I know it will come up again, and I'll have that info.
Let's hear it, Marilyn.
Just to iterate on the workshop, it was a good workshop, something that we have been requesting for quite some time. We didn't get a chance to take care of all the things we wanted to, but I think a lot was covered, and I enjoyed that. And also, the TDCJ job fair this week. I heard Ms. Hall mention the 28th. It's so refreshing to hear people giving information about activities that are going on, as well as Mr. Baldwin to mention our school. But this is for the people, for the community here and around, people that are seeking work. So this is a job fair that we did last year, doing it again this year, partnering with TDCJ. We just want to remind everybody to share this information.
Brent, you've been missing. You got a lot to say.
I got a lot to say.
Let's hear it.
Actually, I was going to echo what Marilyn said. I think this job fair is a wonderful opportunity for our citizens that are looking for employment. But no, that's about it for right now.
That's it.
That's it.
You give speeches at work all the time.
I do.
I want to skip Robert. I'm not going to say anything about the job fair. Y'all covered it on school. But and I'm going to touch on it just briefly, get right off of it. Probably just a little bit agitated. They can send it down there with some stuff. We got work to do. Moving on. We got money to spend. We got things to accomplish. So let's bury the hatchet and get to work. Right? What it's about. Some of y'all, at least 3 of us, have served the city council. We're used to seeing an hour and a half long, 2-hour agenda, right, Fred? So thankfully, we have short agendas. So we can take care of business and get it done quickly and get on out of here. But I will say that First Baptist Church is having a barbecue cook-off October 14th. We have a grassy lot over there. You're welcome to bring a kit and show off what you can do with your technique, barbecue skills, or sides, and we're going to have washers and cornhole tournament.
I heard Patrick asking if there were the judges for
What's that?
the judges for it. He might want to be a judge.
He might
I'm not what?
be a judge.
Be a judge for barbecue cook-off.
No, I'm just waiting for the appropriate time to get things off of my chest, and I thought we might do it later, but you called it off, apparently.
What's that?
Things that's been going on lately.
You had a moment there to,
I know it, I thought we was gonna do it something later on down the line.
well, we're at. I'd rather do it now.
Let's do it.
But before you start,
Go ahead.
barbecue.
Yeah, go ahead.
A nice, smiley, positive thing. That's going to be part October 14th. We're going to start in the morning. Those who want to drag the pit up there and get smoking. if they don't, they can bring it. It will be an all-day affair, and everyone's welcome. And we're going to give first, second, and last place prizes to the corner winners and losers. I always got to recognize the loser, right? And it'll be a lot of fun.
What day is it?
Sir?
What day?
October 14th. Yeah. And we'll have it in the gym and play some ball, dominoes, whatever anybody wants to do. Sit and talk, whatever. Be a good day. All right. You're next. Patrick's going to let her out. Go ahead, Patrick.
All right, thank you. I want to just make a quick comment. I'll try to keep it within 3 minutes range, although some people get 6 minutes. I have to say, I have to voice my opinion for this board here. I think this board's doing an excellent job. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. We have a great bunch here. This is the best board I have seen in years. Although we had a lady that commented on it and said this was a terrible board. I disagree with it. I won't go too far on that, but I understand she has some problems with the city. And this is being made public, so that's all I'll say. I disagree with what the city's going through. Did they approve the 80-20 split? Still went on with that, even though Nikki was on board and said leave it alone. I still disagree with it. It's my opinion, our board's opinion. This is what we decided on. But obviously, we don't mean anything to them. And I'll leave it at that. The website was brought up. We have been working on this website. I think Marilyn had started it a couple of years ago. And I think we had got some financials on it and what it was going to cost us. But I truly believe that the administrative fee that we've been paying, plus now that it's been increased up to $3,500, that they should be responsible for it. They were asked, and they were going to take care of this website so we can have it improved. We need a better website. True. They said we had to put out a brochure. True. For the simple reason is that the administration for the city of Cleveland has not done their part to help us out. You know, and they blamed it all on Robert. Robert's not the cause of the problem. The cause of the problem is the city wants him doing so much, and he's been busy. When they were out of, didn't have a city manager, they chose Robert to help us out, get us out of a bind. They kept him busy for 4 months, and here's a good thing. He did not get compensated for that. Not that he was wanting to. He did it on his own. His own dealings was that, to help out the city. He was extremely busy doing 2 parts at the same time. So how can you decide a 20% factor working for the city when he answers to the city manager, whoever it was at the time, because we went through them? You know, that's not the problem. The problem is the city's looking for money. You know, that's what they're looking for, and they're trying to get money from every little entity that we have in the city of Cleveland. And this is where they were trying to hit us at. There's nothing wrong in keeping him at 100% with EDC. That's where he needs to stay at. And they can ask Robert to help, because he was doing it anyway for no cost, period. So, well, I think that about covers it, but I don't approve what they've done. They had a one set agenda. They already knew what they were doing. They're taking advantage of the freshmen, council members that are there, and they don't, I'm not saying they don't know what they're doing. You know, they're business people also, but they want to stay on board, just like all the other freshmen. You know, they're doing their part as best as they can. Again, we have a good board here, the best I've ever seen, and we're doing the job. They can't tell us we're not doing it. It's because of what I've just mentioned. So that's where we're at, and that's all I got to say. If I'm here next month, I'll be lucky. Thank y'all.
Well, you said it in calm voice. And you said it in calm voice, and you got it off your chest. That's good. I've already got it off my chest. So
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Well, I'm done with it. I'm ready to move on, although some people still take it offensive, and they keep saying, let's get along. Well, I agree, but it's still not right.
Well, I want to get on,
I'm over it. Let's go.
and I want to show off a little bit. I want to show them what we can do with what we have and push it through and get along. And, you know, if we get hard along the way, just handle it like a man. And when you leave this board one day, leave a mark, a good mark.
Yeah.
And, you know, improve, you know, make your reputation from good to great. That's my, I could be removed in December too. I hope not, but I wasn't a half camper a week or two ago. I was steaming mad, but I've had time to cool off, so.
Yeah.
Just shake hands and, take, you know,
And
I don't want to take the gloves off anymore. I want to get to work. I want to do projects quickly. I know it's
Yeah.
almost impossible to do that apparently, but I was troubled with it when I was on city council, and I'm troubled with it now. So I would like for us to work with the city manager and council to decide on projects, and if it takes having an extra meeting, which I don't really like, to get it done, to get the construction going, or whatever we're going to be going. Because you're here for 2 years, you could wind up only doing 1 or 2 projects in 2 years if we just keep kicking that can. And that's one thing that troubles me. The rest is history to me. I can't believe I'm saying that right now, but I am. I want to move on.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it anymore, to tell you the truth. I would encourage everybody to let's head down and rear it in there and see it work.
Can I add something that's not related at all? It was something that I forgot.
Good way to diffuse all this.
Perfect. I forgot to mention the Wafer Caves tournament coming up, because we will be meeting after it comes up. It's the same weekend in October, first weekend, I believe. But they've also started a fun run for the kids. They can sign up for online and vendor booths available, but that's a great way to come out and support also. Anyway, that was not on the topic of what y'all were discussing, but I didn't want to not remember to share that for the community.
Okay. All right. Say that the
Wafer Cave tournament
Dave?
and the fun run. They have an online fun run for kids of all ages, like all the way up through high school, different times that they start.
And the date of it?
It's that same Saturday as the Fall Festival, I believe. It's that first weekend of October. I believe it's like October 7th.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a big one also in the community.
Is that the end of item 3? Anybody else got anything? And we listen to Robert for a minute.
All right.
All right.
Thank
All
you.
right, go ahead.
I don't have a lot of comments. I don't have anything to say really. We will be talking about this job fair once again here in a minute, but I appreciate everybody bringing that up. I hope y'all are able to come to that. I do want to say that, you know, Denny's has hit a snag. I'm trying to help them work through that so we can make sure we keep a Denny's here. But the text doc is requiring a lot out of them, so I called our engineer, left word, him give me a call today, so hopefully we get that straight for the text doc, so we keep that project. Pat Floyd's is moving forward. He's hoping to be open by November. So, and then BNSF, he came to the job fair and he gave an update on the project there, so I really don't have a lot to update on. So, any questions?
Yeah. Is Burger Works? What is that?
That's Whataburger.
Okay.
He's looking for a second site. And
Found one?
he's got it. They've made some offers and
Okay.
so far they haven't agreed. So,
All right. All right.
Mr. President, may I say something, please?
Sure.
And this is in reference to this director's report. This is on the Franklin residential commercial property. It says that Mr. Brooks is working with him on getting a cost for the water and sewer. Is this something that we can help with, or is this?
no ma'am.
What is the problem?
No ma'am, this not, well, it's them writing a check. We've been working with them really closely. They've got to have the cost for going under the road. Now, this is going to be in North Cleveland. Yes, ma'am, on 2025 out, really across from our new school on the north side. But that bit of additional stuff out there is gonna be there, but they will be getting water and sewer. Mr. Brooks and I have been working with them really close on everything they need. So, I mean, they've been needing calls from the city, TechStop, and, we're waiting on them to come up with money.
Okay, and the other question is, this B plastic has been on here for a while too.
Yes, ma'am.
So, I mean, still in construction, where are they at?
They're still on, well, they have, because what's happened in the economy and stuff being shipped overseas, and, they're still on 388, County Road 388 on the right. They're still under construction, their construction slowed down, they got a bunch of plastic over there in their yard. And as far as getting all their stuff, they got their power on, they don't have all their shredding machines in there. I mean, they need some snacks too. A few things have slowed down, I guess we're all aware. I mean, our economy is, kind of took a little turn. I mean, a lot of people have slowed down on a lot of things.
Okay. All right, we have 3 items on our consent agenda, 5, 6, and 7. Approving the minutes for the July and August meetings, monthly expenses, and financial statement. Do we normally hear from you, or we approve it? Hear from you if we need to. We went over the budget 3 times. I mean, we don't mean to beat you to death, but you're here. Does anybody have any questions or comments about the recent minutes, last 2 months?
No.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve all these?
I want to make one comment on the bill pan. There was a revised set in front of y'all. Sam Houston Electric was left also. You know, there's a sheet laying there. That wasn't on there when that went out, but it was revised in front of y'all. That's that monthly bill that EDC gets from the water well out there on the industrial property.
Okay, I would like to go ahead and make a motion that we approve items 5, 6, and 7 with the revised copy of the
Okay.
Sam Houston.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda, adding a revision on the monthly expenses. Is there any discussion? Right, Brad? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, say no. There is none, motion passes. Number 8, get a little action here. PDCJ, job fair, we already talked about that. 3 of us did.
Correct.
September 28th.
You know, that's one thing that, excuse me, the city and EDC partnered on, because the city allowed them to use the Civic Center, and I think the city and EDC sponsored it. We did last year. We sponsored their lunch. I've got 3 different quotes from restaurants to, and the easiest way is just having fajitas, and I talked to Mr. Brown, he said that was fine with him. But I got for the agave, Reyes, and Pueblo. Pueblo was cheaper on sponsoring that lunch. TDC, Earl Brown, Mr. Brown said they have about 65 of their own people. And then I figure, you know, we invite mayor, council, all EDC board. I mean, so we'll have about 100. So people, Pueblo was the cheapest, and they were like $14. And it went up from there. $14 a plate? Yes, sir, so it'd be $1,400. Yes, sir.
Okay.
And, that's what he mentioned, and he said he'd supply beef, chicken, beans, rice, guacamole, you know, just like they do for the chambers and everything, yes, tea. So I just want to make sure that's okay with everybody.
We're going to do that in motion. It said who will cater, that's the action. Okay? Is there a motion to hire Pueblo?
Make a motion that we hire Pueblo
Okay.
as sponsors for the lunch for the job fair.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, Bear on second. All right, that motion is to hire Pueblo for the job fair. Is there any discussion? Not all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed?
Robert, I have a question. Will they just pay them before, the 28th, or is it okay to bring the check to the other side that day? Will they need advance payment?
Oh, no, ma'am.
The
It
day
would
of
be,
the sign?
last year we paid everybody afterwards.
Okay, all right, thank you.
I don't think that means hurting too much. So,
Okay, thanks, ma'am. Motion passes. Number 9, action on EDC website. Robert's been instructed to take a look at that. What's come up with Robert?
well, you know, I contacted Civic Plus. They are contracted by the city. They do the city webpage. Dickie's gonna pull up our webpage as well, but they do the cities and the EDCs, which I read Civic Plus's comments.
Y'all
What-
see
so, I mean-
Civic Plus's comments on your packet?
And so, what they just said, you know, we have a good webpage, is what, you know, the board would like to envision, and maybe add to it and change. And I do know we list our board members, we list them, but don't have anybody's pictures up there. I would like to get everybody's pictures back on, we used to have them.
So is that supposed to be the EDC record?
That's the one.
Yeah, if you, that,
The city.
Because everything comes out as the city.
Yeah, go.
well, see, it says Cleveland Economic Development.
Yeah, I looked on there, I didn't see anything about EDC.
Yes, ma'am.
It's
And
very
then-
little. I saw your picture, I saw little things on there, but there's nothing really, it needs to be more on there.
Right.
Because we don't have anything on there in reference to
Scroll
the
down.
development that we have had. We've had a lot of development and none of it's on there. We had,
Oh, go back up. Got that. Let me look at that. I think, go ahead, madam.
we've had groundbreakings from
Oops.
Kingwood Emergency to Quick Trip, and nothing on there showed anything about any development. Everything I see is Cleveland. And the very first thing that turns me off on this website is those old pictures of downtown Cleveland. Your history is very important, but there's a place for it under the history column. People want to see the upcoming development community. They want to see life. That website is just too dead. I have complained about it 3, 4, 5 years ago. It is too dead. If I'm looking for real estate or a place to relocate, I don't see anything to give me any guidance. I don't see anything on there. So that website really needs to be really updated. So whether we have someone responsible for not taking pictures, putting them on there, sharing information, we can do that. Everybody on this board has ideas, suggestions, and we need to utilize that in order to grow our website. I mean, this is, somebody dropped the ball somewhere, and this has been going on too long. People need to see our growth. People need to see. You have a huge logistics center down on 105. Do you see anything on there talking about it? No. No more than old history back in 2020. There needs to be some updated information on that website. People need to see what's going on. We need to stop talking about it and get it done. And I agree with Patrick. Yes, everybody's doing their job. I think it's a good board, but use these suggestions, use these ideas, and put it together so people can see what's going on.
Could you click on the retail demographics? Is there any other kind of demographics we have, or just the retail part? What does it say?
To read all of that information, you need to have something that say who's your highest paid employer, you need information on them. You shouldn't have to search for all this stuff. It needs to be people friendly.
So, the reason I asked you to do that is because when I was on city council, I tried to, I don't remember what kind of website the city had at the time, but whenever we would travel outside the city trying to promote Cleveland, as best we could, I try to tell them everything about it. At that time, we were Jay Rice pulled the information for me and told me that Cleveland was a hub city for 80,000 people. And I was like, ooh, that's pretty good. I'll add that to my list. But now it's like 150,000. And so we're a hub city. And you can, and I used to tell them that was Rye, Romero, Dolan, Macedonia, Charlton, halfway to Dayton, and then all the other directions call Cleveland home. That's where they come to do the majority of their shopping. And the demographics speak about that. So went to the ICSC thing in Dallas years ago, and I was really unprepared because it's not I'm a concrete guy. So I was trying my best, and I was with a group, with the EDC group, and I targeted a few like Chili's. I approached them, and I approached Panda Express just to find out what does it take to get you guys to come to Cleveland. So I grabbed one of them, and this Panda Express guy, he said, Cleveland, where's that at? And I told him where it was. He pulled his smartphone out, and within a minute or less, he told me more about Cleveland than I ever knew. He said, you're falling short on our requirements. You got to have this. You got to have this much money. You got to have this much. Your tracking count. What's your major commerce area? And he blew it up on his phone and showed it to me, and he knew more about Cleveland than I did off his phone. His marketing. He's a marketer. And of course, I'm a Neanderthal when it comes to that. So I'm embarrassed, kind of. But that's what he does for a living. He don't know anything about concrete.
I think it's important.
Yeah. Well, I'm almost done. Yeah. So I would like to put something on our website, and I'm not the person to do it. I just want to point out that I want to see it. I want people to see it whenever the developers and the marketing companies that want to know about Cleveland, if they come to our website and get information, I want them to see that we're a hub city for this. And back then, when I was on council, $28,000 was the annual median income. It's got to be better than now, right? Let's put it on there. Even if it's 32 or 35, it is what it is. Put it on there. And pictures, old and new, with the murals on there.
Before and after.
Before and after. Point that we're a hub city for 150. If it's 155, it's 145. Put it on there. And hey, we have what do you call it, Scott? Yeah. TERS. We have TERS agreement. 60-40 TERS agreement with Grand Oaks. That's a new development. Has a golf course. Has a clubhouse. Very nice.
That needs to be on there.
Come to Cleveland and play golf on our brand new golf course. Not our golf course, but come to Cleveland and play on $9,000. Put some pictures of $9,000. Do we have to get permission from Grand Oaks for that?
I'm sure you would.
Well, they wouldn't mind.
That for them. They wouldn't, because that's advertised for them.
And the other one, Fostoria, where we have the 70-30 TERS that I didn't know about until 2 weeks ago. Piney Woods. I drove through there the other day. And that's, direct people on their team. Where do we get any results out of that? At least we got it on the website.
The parks, even though ours are not all ready yet, but the parks,
Yep.
because it was the longest before they even took the picture off the website. They were still advertising the pool, and it was not a pool in Cleveland.
Softball, we built that park out there. Robert, Fred.
The Army Park and their updates.
No, I'm talking about I'm talking about the city park.
Yeah.
We just knew that we were going to invite, like, when I was younger, I played softball. I traveled all over the place. It was a blast. And we bragged about the different park. We have a good park out there. Good fields.
Yeah.
It's really good play. If you know what I mean, you get good bounces. The bad ball parks, you get hit in the face with the ground ball. Here, they're good true bounces. We take care of the field. Well, I don't know if it'll matter or not, but we try to excite them. Big tournaments, 10, 15, 20 team tournaments. to come and spend some money here and enjoy our parks, but we hadn't had that, but it's just a couple of times. It's local league play, and they're frustrated with how we handle the fees. It's the city in the past, I don't know about now, but whoever's handling the fees and the bookies out there, it was a pain, and it wasn't worth it, and they left mad for whatever reason. I mean, we could.
Well,
That may not have anything to do with their website, but it sure helps.
Yeah, Mr. President, you know, years ago, we had this discussion about the website, and we were working in conjunction with the city, and they were gonna help us and get us through it and do it for us. I mean, where that, like Marilyn says, where that ball got dropped at, we don't know. But then now we're in trouble because, well, not in trouble, but we're getting reprimanded because we don't have a decent website. You know, and I'm not trying to throw it back to the city. It just, I guess, there was no follow-up. It's the word, the key word, no follow-up. So we can't be to blame for it all.
No,
Plus the brochures
I'm not
don't.
blaming anybody.
But there again, our director, you know, he can't really say anything. And we're the ones that are defending him, and we're doing the action for him in order to make things right. I mean, it's not him.
No. So, he's gonna be directed.
Yeah, he's gonna be
He
told
can
what
only
to
do
do.
so much of it. I
Right.
mean, we're not gonna send Robert out there to take pictures of the fields and stuff like that, then it'll look like I did it, and we don't need that. So,
Well,
I'm
like
just
Marilyn
saying,
says,
some
we
ideas.
need some help.
So here's the thing. I got a few things here, because I feel passionate about this too. But there's ways that you go about this. You gotta realize who's our audience for this. You know, you gotta have a vision, you gotta have what do we want to put out there? Who are we advertising to? Because what we're doing is advertising Cleveland. We want to get all this information out there in a way to where it's gonna be, what core target audience are we shooting for? We're looking for businesses, we're looking for retail strategists, we're looking for all these things that people can go to and hit and see, why do they want to come to Cleveland? Right. So that's not going to get done by doing this halfway. This is going to, you know, if you want to redo the website, you're going to get with your developer, you're going to spend some money and redo the website. It's not going to be Robert going out there and take pictures and helping and having somebody just throw some neat little things out there. It needs to truly be an interactive part of what we do. Do you mind if we look at something real fast? Can you type in bastrop.edc.org? Now, there are many different, the other EDCs do many different ways on who they want to cater to. And I'm not saying I'm in love with this one. I'm just showing this as an alternative to kind of, this is what, when you look at other EDCs around, various population types, some people plaster out, I mean, some people, as soon as you open their EDC sites, it's nothing but numbers. Here's our population, here's our go-through traffic, here's our this, here's our that. It really depends on what do we want our message to be. So, if you scroll down, you got the time is now, new development, new construction, and then they have a mission statement. This is who we're targeting and why you should come here. Location advantages. It's a simple thing, but as you scroll down, you get to your quick links. There's a map. This is who we feed her into. We feed her into a lot of different people. We feed her into the Houston market, you know, the Livingston market, you know, Beaumont market, whatever you want to say. They have. I wish you could scroll it down because the page is bigger. Okay, so here we go. We've got site and buildings. You can compare communities. The demographics is interesting because if you want demographics, you click on demographics. You don't have to look at news articles, but these are real-time demographics. Click on demographics if you want. But when you scroll down there, there's your stats.
Yes.
And see, keep scrolling down because you can see all right there on the left, there's population stats, age distribution,
Labor force stats.
ethnicity distribution. These are the statistics that people want statistics, are looking for. And again, crime rates. All that stuff can be found here in a data center. Bastrop's not a huge city, but they did not do this for $5,000.
This one isn't tied to the city either, is it?
This is their own, that's the other
Yeah.
thing I'm getting to.
Yes.
We want to own our EDC page.
Because right now your page is second to us.
Exactly.
Yes.
Now our page is a subsidiary of Cleveland's
Mhm.
page.
And that's what we wanted, but
Right.
the agreement came to piggyback. I I would have preferred.
I like that
have
if
EDC
you're wanting to, exactly right. We just upped our marketing budget. What are we gonna do with that marketing budget? This is where you spend money on a marketing budget, if you're wanting to upgrade your website.
Right.
And then doing this through a known developer, giving them a vision of what you want. And it's not trying to, because that's what it's gonna take.
You know, they brought up the instance about the Chamber of Commerce. They're only gonna advertise their members that are on the.
Exactly, 2 different mission statements.
That's it.
We have a mission statement.
Yeah, we need to advertise who our home builders are, who our
Exactly
restaurants
right.
are, you know, show all that. We need to have a website that will show everyone that's here that we,
If
that's
I'm, whether I have a restaurant, a hotel, I should be able to go, you know, that, you see how friendly that was, and I'm curious, like, you know what? I wonder if Cleveland would be a good spot. I wanna know X.
yeah.
And then
You
it's,
shouldn't have to go out to, and Robert made,
Oh, that's
Robert
what
didn't
I
make
know.
a point, you made
They
a
can
point earlier.
hyperlink it
There
like
are
this,
websites to
like
go to
library
get that
did.
information.
instead of
Why
having
make
a
them go
second
to the
page.
website? We want them to go to our website because we're writing this,
Right.
we're writing this story, we're writing this, because again, it's the advertisement to why it makes sense to come here.
We need to show our schools, our parks, everything. You know,
And I what you said, the business that we're trying to attract, we're not just trying to attract the business, we want to show our sense of pride in our city
Exactly
as
right.
well.
But you look at that, and what I like about this is, and this is just, look, I urge you to go out and look at other EDC people's website. We can come in here and say our website needs to be better, but I think we need to have an idea, we're the EDC, we're the ones going to be paying the developer to do it. We need to have an idea of what we want. They have property, what property is available?
Right.
Compare communities. I mean, this is one of the first ones that I went to that I liked because it was so simple and it looks like it caters to a very wide market of people. It's not just throwing stats in your face, but the stats are there. It's great pictures. It was showing that new construction. It was showing what the town looked like.
We got a lot of photos we can add.
We got a lot of photos we got. You know, so anyway, it's just, I bring that up just to say, we can sit here all night and say our website needs to be better. We have to have an idea of who is our audience, what are we trying to tell them. We want to make it simple, but we have to come to the resolution that we're not going to nickel and dime this thing. To get a website like that with the functionality that you need, you know, you're going to be dipping into that marketing budget, not what is there.
well, not to be negative, but the city ain't gonna support us.
No, I say that
We have to do it on our own.
there's nothing stopping us from having a website that is ClevelandTXEDC.org or whatever you want.
Now that our marketing has been raised, you know, we can take advantage of that and do it.
In fact, so to get that, I just simply put in Bastrop EDC and I came right to it. You know, if you're to put in Cleveland EDC,
I have more,
So moving forward,
do we,
Robert's handy, but do you contact, what's the name of that company that built our website?
Civic Plus. And they have a contract with the city, and they do both with them.
And have a meeting with them and, tell them what we're talking about?
Well, one thing you gotta realize too is, I mean, even the email that we got from Richard Jones says that the website is clean, it's easy to navigate, easy to find from the website. So there's a difference between design and material.
yeah.
And our website that we currently have can do a lot of what Bastrop does if you give that information to it.
Yeah.
The problem is, the demographics we have are several years old. The property we have available has not been updated. The demographics, the traffic count, the studies, one of the studies I saw, it was a 2010 study. You gotta have new material, new information to give to them to be able to put on there. And really, a lot of that stuff, whoever in the city is doing this has to be the one putting the information in there.
So we need to
There's
take
a
this
difference
seriously.
between web design and providing the information.
Exactly, and there's a script that you can put the information in, and that's all true.
And that again goes back to, it costs money too.
But it costs money to do
You
that.
gotta get that information.
That information is out there, and that's why somebody has to be responsible for maintaining. There's one thing about creating a website, but if the website's not maintained, You might as well not even spend your money.
Very true. In some of those contracts of the information that was gathered, some of the providers indicated that they were maintaining their website. So just like you said, you do have to pay for it. And that was the whole issue, the money part, when all this was discussed. And that's why they decided to do it.
And I know that gentleman said, and I read that report, that it was clean in his opinion, and it was easy to navigate, but, you know, it's
Well,
the
he hasn't heard from us.
exactly right, because we're kind of the customer here. You know, and when you pull up, I mean, if you've heard from our public obviously is not satisfied with it. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been as point of a contention as what it was.
I'll tell you, Patrick mentioned a while ago that there was a citizen, you weren't here, or were you? You were here, at the city council meeting,
Yes.
that spoke up. And I think one other person, maybe on city council, said something that EDC doesn't do anything. Well, I'm just now in the EDC, and I have to be the president, but I worked with the EDC in the past, and it just sold the fire to me to hear those words. And I went home and made a long list. And I write small, 2 pages of stuff we've done in this area and funded. And I was on city council from 2011, so I had to get a little help to try to remember what we did back then, all the way up to now. And the things that Robert's accomplished since he's on EDC for years. He's just now the director for the last 3.5 years. But I thought it was going to be offensive if we brought it to city council or this meeting to prove to everybody what we've done in the last 12 years that I know of to combat the 2 insults. And I'm not going to do that. I left it at home. It's actually in my truck. I'm not going to show anybody that. But it's a gob of stuff. But it doesn't go fast enough for me. We could have done a little bit more between now and then. So tonight's day one. Yeah. Let's get this is a project. This is a project right here.
But also, too, I feel like, when people make comments like that, we have public comments. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to come inside. Don't make your comments outside the meeting. Come to the meeting and say, you know, if you feel like there's something you're not doing, there's a podium right over there. You can say what you need to say. Stop talking it down in the city you live in.
Well, they did. They did. And, they're just uninformed. That's pretty much it. Angry, but uninformed. And if they only knew, they may not have said that. Fred, you want to say something?
Yeah, I'd like to make a comment. Nikki, can you go to the detail of Democratic and scroll down? Keep going. It goes to retail coach. Go back up.
Yeah, that's every year.
Okay. Marilyn, you remember?
Don't even mention.
Okay. Nikki, you remember? We paid $115,000 for the first year to have that group to help us with bringing business into our city. And you had to sign up for the second year, there's another $45,000. I may be wrong with my numbers. It was over $100,000. We paid. We didn't get anything out of those people. The very last statement they did was what is it called when they go out of town and they call you, the money's being spent outside? It's got a name for it. Shrink or something.
Yeah.
That's a really good report they gave, is that a lot of this money, they follow their cell phone. When I left here, if I go down Humble, they know where I went by that. Now, how they determine what I spent, I don't know. But that's one thing they give us. We spent a lot of money and got nothing. And you got $80,000 for marketing. That's enough money to do a good web page and then hire somebody if you had to. And
Well, we
they
have
work for a company, and they're just like what you've all talked about. They send their people, their marketing people. They're looking for a traffic count, your population, and your average household income. On your population, how can anybody sit and say our population is 8,000 that you see on they do the teams? When you got 13,000 students, you know you got to have a couple of parents there with that. So you add all that in. And we just I don't see how they can be that stupid to not know there's plenty of people. And then when you look at the hub we're in, there again, there's a lot of people that comes into this. And if we can't convince them and show them that, then we're going to be losing.
Yeah.
And another thing, and I shouldn't say it, but I want, you guys can do it. Go talk to the 3 councilmen that said we haven't done anything. Let one of them tell you which one of them should go to Allies Day.
Which one, what?
Gone out.
Just see if either one of them has been to Allies Day. Anyway, I was too mad at that I said. But EDC has put on Allies Day 4 or 5 years ago. It's about $14,000 we spend. We send out flyers. We call in real estate people. We've done the bus tour. We've tried to promote the city of Cleveland. Who else in the city has done that? The city hasn't spent money on done that. Chamber doesn't do it. Chambers, like you said, they're more interested in the members who pay their dues. So, yeah, we're probably lacking, but we need a lot of help too.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am, may I say something?
Yes.
I heard everything that Fred said, and it's true. But the thing is, it's all kept right here, okay? It's not posted anywhere. They have to know someone to know that we have this. And as much progress that Cleveland has now, since the last time I was on board, if I wasn't here, I wouldn't know. You cannot go on the website and see it. In fact, when I was reading number 9, it was a little confusing because it stated in the letter that in, 2021, that EDC had a website, they had to piggyback with the city of Cleveland. But still with that, you open it up and it's like, it doesn't, you don't see anything, it doesn't tell you anything. A lot of people like to see a picture. You know, a picture is what they say is worth 1,000 words. You show advertisement, a picture, then they will begin reading. But when you don't have anything, they can't see anything. They don't even know what your city looks like. And if you pull that up, it's like, they sell in horse and buggy, you're not going there. And when you were talking about Cleveland is the hub, it's true. Cleveland is the gateway to Lake Livingston. To Houston, yes. A lot of people, Lake Livingston, fish. Since we're the gateway, we have hotels, motels, restaurants, parking, everything. You know, they can't find it up there. We'll stop here, get in our vehicle, and go fishing. Go recreation, water recreation, state parks, local parks. They don't know that. We can sit and talk about it all day long. And as Nikki just said, today is the first day for new beginning, for EDC, City of Cleveland, working together as one and making things happen.
So what do we do?
So, I think that we're all saying a lot of the same stuff on the website.
Yeah.
What do we do?
So what we have to do is, I think that, we have to make a decision on what is the next step we want to do. Do we want our own website? Do we want to improve this website? Do we want this website to stay what it is and just improve the information that's on it?
We've asked them who for years, and still not improved.
According to this letter, it was stated that they will update the city's website free of charge. Did I read correctly?
Right.
Okay.
Did they contact the pictures that we're asking for, or did we provide them?
You gotta provide all the
All
information.
Yeah.
content has to be provided.
Everything has to be provided.
Do we have someone that's good at that?
That website is maintained in-house. I think Andy is doing that website.
Each department can take care of their own information.
I think Dickie's been, whatever's on there, Dickie's been putting.
And I think Cheryl Lynn tried to do this. I think it was Cheryl Lynn tried to make some improvements to it, but
Can we collect pictures, hire someone that's a good photographer, has to be a good photographer, to go out and do these pictures? And those of you that have the knowledge of what the picture is about, can do the report beneath the picture. Talk about it.
Well,
I mean,
that, I don't know if you seen it, but it was a video that went out. It was on TikTok. I think it was the woman, she made a video about the city. She took the drone and
A hospital.
it was a hospital, and they made that video over Cleveland. It was very nice. I mean, it made the city look very good. It was something positive, and I feel like just looking at it, it kind of made me feel like I was in Houston. You know, it took the small town but made it a big town.
yes.
I'll tell you somebody that's got he's a pro now. Scott Jones' son, Brandon. He is top notch with the drone, driving that thing inside trees and out inside buildings with the music. I think he's making a living with it now. I mean,
that's
a guy like him is somebody very good.
Yeah.
So Robert's taking notes, and we're on audio, so we see our minutes every month. So we know what we're saying, that everything else belched out and everybody else belched out. So we get something going. What troubles me, and I'll say it again, is I'm not a king. It bothers me. It sometimes makes me want to quit whatever I'm doing. Is the next month from now we have a meeting and we've got this much done, and then the next month we've got that much
Well,
done.
and I think this is something we could easily take 4 months before we get anywhere. Now, I think we need to decide at some, make decisions about some core things. Are we saying that we're going to keep this design and just upgrade the information and pictures? Because anything you decide to do, we need the direction. Because
Can we take like different websites and kind of check pictures from like from
Sorry, go ahead, Billy.
No, I was just saying, could we like find some different websites that we like, and we can kind of pick and choose different things we would like to have on our website, kind of similar to what they have? Is that possible? We can sit down with that group?
Well, guys, we had decided before we were gonna let the city do it. You know, the city was supposed to take care of it for us, and there again, they're the ones that dropped the ball on us.
Okay, well,
Well, can we?
You know, maybe we should get our own, but that's not right, because we were gonna foot the bill with them.
the city manager's here, Robert's here, that, they'll get started on it, hopefully, if not tomorrow, pretty quick. Some of these pictures I'm seeing here,
Yeah, let's
how
see,
we work with,
let's see if we can get this done pretty quick, because we're still working on that pavilion.
time-lapse pictures of houses being built in Grand Oaks or out there at Pineywood would be nice, a flash of that.
Yeah.
I just saw a picture of Blue Bonds with a dilapidated building behind it. I mean, it's nice, it's flowers, but the building was hideous. There it is, right there.
Offer a suggestion.
Yeah.
Just based off of some experience that I had. Well, there's just 3 suggestions. And the first one, as far as like next steps in doing something with the website, Nikki, I actually think your list should be published on the website at some point on whatever current website we have, all the projects, whatever tag. Oh, that's my bad. If we can put those projects out there so that the community can know, like you said, like if the community doesn't know, they should be aware of it and just have a basic, here are some projects we've done. The second thing that I would suggest is a way to get traffic and to get more people involved in the city visiting and business. We really need a community calendar so that people can look ahead and see where these community events are coming up. I know at one point, last year, the year before, we had like Cleveland cleanup on the same day as Election Day, plus 6 other things going on. And I think if we can be a little bit more communicating with each other. And then the last thing that I would do is if you need immediate, fresh content, start looking at your local news when they're already out doing that, and you just share what they've already done. Because if they have an article, they have a photo. So if you're looking at things like Bluebonnet News and the Vindicator and targeting things that target Cleveland, for instance, I know we ran an article a couple months ago about the grand opening for the RV park and the $3 million improvements that they did. And there's some nice information that you can immediately go by sharing out information that's already public and posted and just like linking it to where you get the photo. So you can get some improvements now with little money
and then make a plan on giving examples of what you want your website to look like, because the website won't happen overnight, the plan or the proposals, but you can get some things out to the community now with some basic added features, because nobody in the city has time on their schedule to be the 24/7 person.
Do we have, this is, you said a couple things that I think are key. Number one, we should absolutely have on our website, what can EDC do for you?
As a comment box.
And just didn't say what programs are available, whether it's the facade program, whether it's the whatever it is. We need that out there. Hey, here's when we meet. That needs to be out there. But I'm very curious, does our current host give us any traffic updates of how many people we know in the last month, 6 months have even been to the Cleveland EDC website?
No, matter of fact, the last time I talked to them too, we try to get training from them. Even though they do all the design, implement, and then help us update stuff, just to get it was Terry, we were looking at getting somebody trained on the website. It was $4,000 a person just to train, not to build, not to maintain.
But the training is the first step in being able to do that stuff.
I think you hit on the.
And that's where we go.
I think you hit on the part, maintaining.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I'd like to see your website feature something new every month. It's gonna take a lot of effort from somebody. And I think, in other words, if I look at a website, next month I look at it again.
Yo, listen up, Andrew. Please, go ahead, Fred. Can't hear you.
If I look at the website, the next month I look at it again, nothing's changed. I'm not gonna look at it again. I think you ought to feature something new about our city every month, which is gonna be a big job for somebody.
Yeah. Well, I think we said a lot. Hopefully we accomplish something here, and we can get something,
It's a full
get
time.
motivated, get something changed, and get it going. And, pardon me about my impatience, but about getting things done. Personally, when I decide to do something, I get it done tomorrow. And it doesn't happen that way here, but it takes a year. A year, my hair has changed. It's like these pictures. Don't put a current picture of me on this website. Put one from 15 years ago. Everybody looks better on Facebook. Their Facebook profile picture looks really good until you see them. All right, can we move on? We got some direction here. We can, Robert's got plenty to do, and has got a little bit more. Right? Easy. No, it's not. Are you gonna talk to the contractor that we've used so far and give him these ideas? And if they're still the right ones, then you'll know that, or we'll know that, and we might have to choose somebody else. Then you can be a little bit more creative. More creative than I can be. Rachel,
So is that what we're gonna do? Are we going to try to find someone to build a website?
Well, we have someone who built this, but they were probably using our direction.
Yeah,
when it was
yeah.
built, and staff. So, is anybody here qualified to build a website? I can tell you right now.
No.
I can find it out, because if you all would do Tough Kids, the guy came to Miss Jones' house. I saw him. You need to check their website out, Tough Kids. It's nice. It really is. Their new building, the befores, the after, everything that's going on, everything that they are doing is on their website. It's nice. And they are a local nonprofit, and here we are, big old Cleveland EDC. Duh. Huh?
Who you doing that site?
I don't know his name. I met him, but not to ask his name. She just told me he was the guy that's building their website. And he built it.
And I know a lot of y'all, we're in the middle of it, where I work, we're redesigning our website. And anybody that hasn't done that on a scale like, we're not talking about a Facebook page or a TikTok page or anything like this. This is
Professional.
you want this thing to be done right, or it's going to look like it was on.
And one more comment though is social media is important to the website as well, because that's where a lot of people go first. They're going to look for your website and probably your Facebook page first, But if you get the right contractor, when they post things on your website, it'll automatically feed to your Facebook, your Twitter, all your Instagrams, and you're posting once for it to go everywhere and populate, and then you get your clicks on your social media pages where more people are scrolling and looking, because more people are going to scroll and look and see something posted, shared on social media, than they are going to go to their computer and sit and type in a
Well, that's
website.
what's gonna drive most of your traffic, a lot of your traffic to the website. is
Right.
that you have
Those click
on
throughs.
social media.
Right, so that's like a social media manager or whatever program people who will update it, but you have to provide them the content, but you want to make sure that they are integrating and that you can click once and you can schedule posts and you know every day at prime time it's going to post at this time, and have someone that is intentional about how they create a website and how it's posted, because you get what you pay for.
True.
Absolutely correct.
Okay. I wanna, go mention social, you might mention social. You know, whenever you get on social media and somebody that has a position in the city or did, or a school board, and will take a picture of a dilapidated building and post it on Facebook and say, Cleveland, really? You allow this to, you know what I mean? They're looking for, they're starving for some attention, and they start getting their comments from all their buddies so I'm not on Facebook anymore. I've been gone for 3 years, but my wife is so aggravated at that stuff. As soon as someone will do that, she'll post something positive. She stopped at the stop sign way far off. She took a picture of the sun shining off the big white steeple from what's that Pentecostal church name? Sanctuary. Man, it was cool from a long way off. Big old tall stately steeple, and made a comment about churches and places of worship. And she gets as many positive comments from stuff like that than the negative people do. So if you're on Facebook, do that from time to time. And not that you need attention, because the other people that just want to be, that just need attention, I guess, or talk bad about your community. You can't help grow a town or make it better by just smack talk all the time. And just change your attitude, maybe. Okay, can we move on?
Yes.
We're not gonna take any, our action is, Robert, we're not telling you what to do, Scott, but I can't do it. All I can do is take what I want. But
Okay, can we move on?
get going on this, maybe meet with the company that made our website and see if they can follow our lead and make it better, and get some nice pictures and somebody can ride through town and get some time lapse of
All I can do is tell you what I want.
construction. Maybe not put some dilapidated buildings in the background, get a picture. Crop it out maybe. Something.
And I would urge everybody to look at some other cities, EDC pages, see those pictures. Like, this is a valuable thing. There's some really good pages on it.
Promote our baseball complex with a young man or young woman in full swing and hitting the ball or something appealing like that.
Good
See
photo
that? I
opportunity.
don't know what I'm talking about.
A good photo opportunity up to play for Cape tournaments and things coming up.
That'd be a
Out
good-
there
be a
in
good-
the next few weeks, national night out, all these things.
And they're gonna have a cornhole tournament. I mean, I don't know how much you can put on the website, but anything positive is good. Okay.
Okay, what about, does the city have a drone at their access that they don't go ahead and buy about a year ago? They were talking about getting a drone. We do have one. Is it possible that we could use it and show maybe the subdivisions out here in different areas so we could put that on the website?
Does the city have a drone that they access?
What's that?
If one of our police officers are flying the drone, a little bit different purpose, but we can try and see which time of year they can most
And has, okay. Item 10 is a bunch of projects, and I would like to, since this is day one over again, is I don't
don't think we got a south, I mean, we talk about this all the time, I hate to talk about it again, we got a south gateway sign, we don't have a north, we probably won't have a north for a while because of the road construction. And, it's very hard to connect with TxDOT. We can still work on it, but we can do 105 West. We already got agreement with landowner to post a gateway sign there and east too, correct?
Yeah, and that's probably, yeah, both of them, that's probably gonna have something to do with their project on how they lay out what they do.
Well, let's let them know how fast we're gonna move and then we'll,
They both said, yeah, we could, yeah.
tell them we're ready. And, I want y'all to know, Robert, Scott, if y'all wanna, I built that sign at Minnesota Park, the sign that's there now, I personally built it for free. But if you wanna update that, if you wanna, cause I was gonna build a sign for, airport. And, I didn't, and they got a cool sign out there, it's made of steel, and I think it's lighted. It's nice. The one I built requires maintenance, you gotta clean it up. Although the letters are the same material they make, highway, interstate signs, whatever that plywood material is, that's what I bought for that, so it was not, but it was not gonna hurt, it won't hurt my feelings if you take it down. So don't think you have to leave it, because I built it. Tear it down if you want, so you get a nice, stately, that might be an EDC project, maybe. It doesn't matter. I mean, I'm okay with that sign, but I'm a Neanderthal, like I said, when it comes to that stuff. But if you want to change it, you're not gonna hurt your feelings, Robert. Because whenever he was a city manager, I said, get out there and clean that sign up. It was smudgy.
It doesn't matter. I mean, I'm okay with that sign.
But anyway, just so you know, it won't hurt my feelings.
If you want to change it, you're not gonna hurt your feelings.
So anyway, gateway signs, we can move a little quicker on that, on the 105 east and west, maybe.
I'm not gonna do it. But anyway, just so you know, it won't hurt my feelings.
And not part of it, it's kind of tied to it, just so you know, the South Central Stand has the land agreement documentation in hand. So we're waiting on a closing date for the swap, property swap. So we get a
They're reviewing that, and so.
The old fire station pavilion, a good example of kicking the can down the road so long that the bids are needed. We got 3 bids. One of them was different, 10-foot ceilings instead of 12. Yeah, so they go back for a rebid, and by that, and it's been so long that there has been price increase on materials. All contractors know or should know this to quickly get us a rebid on it, and let's pull the trigger on that thing.
Mr. President, why did it get changed? What? Because there wasn't quite all the same height, is that?
Yeah, there were 2 10-foot high and 1 12-foot high.
And we went from what, 30,000 to 100,000?
No.
Because there wasn't all the same height? I heard we had 3 different bids. They were in the 30s or 40s and then 100,000.
Well, that was just another idea, another plan, that wasn't even 1 of the 3.
So where are we at now with this? That
We just got to revise, we're between 22,000, 23,000 to 37,000.
Okay.
But they're doing revised.
I'm like Nikki, it's sure taken a long time to get this done.
That's what I was about to ask. When the bids came in and we saw the heights were different, why wasn't there a revision done and sent to everyone that was interested in it? No, it's not 10, it's 12 or 12, whatever it was. A revision should have been done immediately.
Right.
Instead of like, when did I do? No, you do it immediately. Because as Nikki was saying, and as we know, as adults, that the prices go up every month.
Sure.
Every month. And especially construction material. I mean, it's like overnight.
Yes.
So, I mean, instead of kicking the can and dragging,
Yeah.
Get up and do something. Someone please take the initiative to get it done.
Yeah, and I don't know why we have to wait so long. You know, because we had our mind set to have this ready for Thanksgiving, Christmas time.
Right.
And it's, the way it's going, it's not gonna happen. You know, I'm like Nikki, I like to get things done.
There's different areas in town that we could, like that's a ball spot now, because the old fire station's gone. I mean, there may be something else we can do with that, so that'd be a good little spot for people to pull over and park and go underneath there and have a little picnic. Or wedding pictures, or whatever. Food trucks and stuff like that. So, if we question ourselves whether it's a good spot for it, I can't think of anything any better to build a nice little pavilion right there, and then that mural is right around the corner on that old Apple building. What do we call it?
It needs to be done because it's beginning to not look so good.
Yeah, I mean, when were we sworn in here? And
Back in February, January, February.
Anyway, I'm not pointing fingers at anybody, but we just need to reach out, get the bid, maybe pull the trigger on the next meeting.
I don't think.
Actually, EDC is already approved on. It just gotta go before council to next meeting to revise bid. I mean, it doesn't have to come back. Sir?
You're saying you got to go to council? It's in your budget, isn't it?
Yeah, correct.
And if they're poor, they're not going to do it. Why don't you have to go back to the council?
That's why it's approved and funded.
And if they're poor, it's budgeted, and they're money to roll at the council, it shouldn't have to. That budget's been approved by council. And they're staying in that budget. There should be no delay going back to council.
When I was mayor, EDC project never crossed our table. Maybe now, it didn't then. I mean, we could, it'll just take another month, Scott, that's all, probably, or a few weeks anyway to get going. Y'all hash that out. Any more you add to it, it's gonna take it longer to get done.
Y'all hash that out.
I would just call 3 contractors to revise their bid, bring that to date, and make sure you add the 2 feet on the ceiling. And do it like this sketch. Give me a bid, ASAP. And then we can call a meeting for it, I'm okay with that, or we can, and be careful about the quorum thing, but,
You can have a call, an emergency call meeting, in the afternoon, who can come and make the decision then, instead of taking an entire month to get the answer. Once upon a time, and really I hate to go back to yesterday, we had call meetings after lunch. You know, the meeting was just gonna be 30 minutes or an hour, and get it done, instead of waiting a month. Yes.
And make sure that they're local businesses. Let's give them a chance.
okay. What else about item 10, all the,
So let's be clear about the revised, whatever they are, bids, proposals. So we're gonna go ahead and get those and you're gonna call back to let us know we got them and I'll send you that.
Correct.
yeah.
Like I say, originally we had 3 quotes that came before EDC. We originally had 3 quotes. And then those quotes then were selected. Then it went before council. One had 12 foot, the other 2 had the original 10 foot. So that had been revised.
I understand
So
all that.
those people have been contacted about doing revised. Actually, one came in today on revised number. I have one that's already revised. I got 2. The third one that had already had sent us in yet. So that they have all been contacted.
So we're just waiting on one?
Yes, ma'am.
So we may have to call a meeting or unless we just want to wait till next month to talk about it. And we won't make it November, that's for sure.
So we just need to contact that third person to make sure they go ahead and send their bid in. If not, we got to request another.
If they're still interested.
Again?
It's still the same. this,
Say again?
before y'all already approved that, we can move forward.
Yeah.
Should have come back to us.
Right.
Yep.
Go to council.
So, yeah, that's fine with me. We can approve that.
Yeah.
It goes, council takes original,
So if you can get it for the next
The
council
original.
meeting, it can go before them and get voted.
that's what we're gonna take. That's what's in the making.
Your next council meeting is,
Next
17th?
Council meeting is,
October 17th?
17th.
Yeah. Huh? Is it the?
17th. Yeah,
The
17th.
third is-
Y'all don't have one in between?
Sure, I guess,
You can have a special meeting.
All right, well,
All right, well,
whatever. It needs to get approved by the 17th or not?
Actually, next week, mayor and council will be in Dallas. So there, I mean, they'll be out next week. So, I mean, and then the following week, there's several of us gonna be at the TEDC. Then it's time for another council meeting, so might as well wait for the 17th.
That's fine.
that's fine.
Maybe we can get the awarded contract, but get started immediately.
Please make sure that the quotes we have in hand haven't expired again.
Yeah. Good way to see with material,
Good way to see.
construction material, call, find out
Find out
what OSB costs. That's how I do
what it
it.
costs. That's how I do
2 months ago, it cost me $11.40, now it's costing me $11.20. Good. We'll find out. Okay.
it. Okay.
We, there's nothing else about number 10.
That's about number 10.
I got a question, I want to say something.
Sorry.
I
Who's
got a
first?
question about number 10. We're trying to swap land, 10 acres for trouble. What are we at on that? I heard you say something, we went on a lot of it.
No,
No.
we're waiting on South Central saying now, they're reviewing the agreement, the swap agreement.
I thought they'd already signed it.
They've got it, they got the agreement.
They have it.
They're going through it with their attorneys. It's in their hands now. So once they,
How long was it in our hands? Be honest, how long has it been in our hands?
well, we started this a few months back. Actually, when we got it, we went through it, revised anything that be done, got the South Central saying, so by the time we got back from Turkey. So as soon as we got it to them. But it's in their hands now.
I'm not speaking out of turn at your EDC meeting, but this happens over and over.
It
You
does.
can read a contract in one day. I mean, there's only about 5 important things you look at in a contract. It's the parties involved, the amount of money, the time you give them, and that's it. We lost a job at the airport because lawyers took 4 months, back and forth, back and forth.
Well, we need to close on it pretty quickly and get going on hangers because there's always a need for more and it opens up some industry out there.
Some good things working on that right now.
Did you say I had something?
I wish you got some.
Oh, yes, your folders, the 5 that are going, you have your check in there, and you also have your confirmation for your hotel. This is for the October.
What's the date on that again?
What is this for?
11th through 13th. October 11th through 13th.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We have, no executive session. Thank God. So, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
And there's a second. All in favor, stand up.
All in favor, leave.